Hello and good morning, everyone. You're tuned into the Wildcat Sanctuary. This is Judson here, and we are in our on-site hospital doing an intake exam with Bobcat Bogart. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us. See, many of you are wondering what we're doing today, and today is the intake exam for Bobcat Bogart. Last week we introduced this big guy, 34 pounds. When I say big guy, we'll talk a little bit later about Mr. Bogart's future. But anyways, Bogart came to the sanctuary last week after being found in an unrelated police investigation. Two individuals were fighting, one shot the other, and police arrived to this home and found a bobcat. And as a matter of fact, this isn't the first bobcat that has came to the sanctuary after being found on an unrelated police seizure. You may remember Bobcat Mondovi was also found on an unrelated police seizure, which was interesting. Welcome, everyone. Hi, Linda. Thanks for joining us. Hello there, Belinda. Sydney Logan. Bogart, that's right, Karen. We're coming up with all types of nicknames for Bogart. Humphrey Bogart, Bogey, the Bogey Monster. We've been having lots of fun. You can see our vets with Mr. Bogart here. They just actually got a weight on him. He's clocking in at 34 pounds. And you guys have participated in some of our intake exams before. We're going to be doing some blood work on Bogart. We're going to be putting in a microchip, as well as determining if Bogart has testicles or not. He is a male. And it was Dr. Camper who did confirm that we did find some testes on Bogart, so he'll also be getting a neuter today. Michelle Moore, hope he's okay. Nothing to fear. Bogart is just doing an intake exam, which is routine for all of our new residents. And you may understand that Bogart has been at the sanctuary for about a month. We did introduce him last week, but at the rehabber that Bogart was temporarily staying at before coming to the sanctuary, they had a parvo outbreak. And so we had to make sure that Bogart was staying quarantined for his safety and our other residents' safety. And so he followed our quarantine protocol and was quarantined for 30 days. And now he's obviously off quarantine, and now it's time to have his intake exam.
Ready? We're going to give him a microchip.
And now Dr. Camper is just pointing out how she's going to be putting in his microchip. All of our residents here at TWS are microchipped. Certainly that's one of the last things that could happen is one of our cats getting out, but we just want to have everybody accounted for. And we saw, I'm going to back up for a moment, we saw Tammy here in our hospital yesterday on a live post. Let me just reintroduce everybody. Welcome again if you're tuning in today. That's Bobcat Bogart, on the table there for his intake exam, blood work, vaccinations, as well as a microchip, and for a neuter eventually. But since that neuter's a surgery, we'll be stepping out for that to keep it a sanitary environment. But Mr. Bogart is sitting here in our on-site hospital, and as you can see, it is very, very cramped. One thing that we're looking forward to is our new animal care center that's going to be including a new hospital that's being built right outside. So we are doing such an awesome job with Tammy's special birthday wish fundraiser. We're hoping to have her named as a founding member on that new animal care center and hospital. And things are shaping up pretty good. So the best part is if we do exceed that goal of $10,000, that's just going to be more money going right back to the construction of our animal care center. Just going to look through some comments here. See someone commenting about his short tail, and so Bogart is a bobcat, hence the bobtail or short tail. That's going to be a trait that all bobcats have, even lynx as well. Looks like Dr. Camper just was taking some blood work from Mr. Bogart, and we'll send that out to make sure that he's nice and healthy for us. And it's also been good to see. So Bogart came, he was privately owned. We don't know too much about his history, but it was happy to see that Bogart has all 4 sets of his claws, correct?
Yes.
Yes, yep. So it's good to see that Bogart has not been declawed. We've had many of our Bobcats and servals come from situations like private ownership where they are declawed. So it's good to see that Mr. Bogart gets to still live like the Wildcat he was born to be. And you can see Elyse even doing a little nail trimming on those nails. Teresa says, new animal care center, woot woot. I think just about everybody shares that sentiment with you, especially after being packed in this hospital time after time like sardines in a can. And this is just a 34-pound Bobcat on the table. You can imagine how cramped things get in here when there's a 400-pound tiger on the table. Hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for joining us today. We are in our on-site hospital witnessing the intake exam for Bobcat Bogart, who we formally introduced last week. And speaking of residents who we've introduced, I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Miss Katniss, the Bengal, who we just officially welcomed to our TWS family today. Katniss was a Bengal who was found in Hawaii as a stray. Bengals are illegal in Hawaii. Any hybrid cat is illegal in Hawaii. So the shelter that had found Katniss wanted to make sure that she ended up somewhere where she wouldn't be euthanized. And so we fortunately were able to say yes to Katniss. And you guys know the Wildcat Sanctuary, no matter the size, no matter the distance, coming all the way from Hawaii, we are going to say yes to a cat in need. And it's your guys' support that you give here to the Wildcat Sanctuary every day that makes that possible. So, even though you didn't know that there was a rescue going on in the background, you were a part of that, and your support was making it possible. So thank you all for doing that. And you guys saw and probably read, Katniss is a big fan of being walked. And yesterday, Katniss got a walk. And I couldn't tell if it was a small dog on the leash or a cat. She was leading Tammy around, and it was quite the sight to see. And good to hear, good to see that she's literally kissing the ground here in the States. And Dr. Camper, Elyse, and Joy, you guys just tell me when it's going to be testy time and the neuter will be happening. Awesome, because I know that many of our followers are a little bit squeamish, myself included, and then obviously it's a surgery to neuter a cat, and so we want to have this be a sanitary environment. I'm going to scroll through some more comments, make sure I'm not missing any questions here. Penny O'Brien says, can't wait to meet Katniss. I agree. I will, Katniss right now is in our quarantine area. And so Katniss, as you also found out today, is FIV positive. And so Katniss also has aggression towards cats. And the primary way of transmission of FIV is through bites. So, which means that Katniss is going to be living alone, obviously getting all the special attention that she wants, being the social girl that she is. But that's just out of safety for her and our other cats. And so right now she's in quarantine, and so I'll see if maybe we can check in today and do a live post with her as well. I think that'd be a blast and a great way to welcome her to our TWS family. I had overheard Lynette commenting from down in her office that Katniss already had 3 sponsorships so far this morning. So thank you everyone who stepped up to sponsor Katniss and take her under your wing from afar. That sponsorship support goes so far for cats here at TWS. From anything, if they need emergency medical care, if they have a special diet, Katniss, obviously having FIV and living alone and having that specialty living situation, it all adds up to their cost of living. So thank you those who have stepped up to sponsor her, and it takes a handful of people to sponsor to support the cost of one cat. So if maybe you're wanting to step up today and sponsor a cat, Katniss is a small cat, and it's actually only $150 a year to sponsor her. And you can also break up those payments into monthly payments as well, $12.50. So lots of different options to help us here. I've been on the other side of Mr. Bogart here, but I'm going to show you. He obviously has that very spotted coat indicative of bobcats and that spotted belly. Elyse, before I sign off here, you mentioned that he's a little bit more rotund than you
A
thought.
little bit, yeah, so he's on a diet plan.
Okay, so he's going to be put on a diet plan, and you, out of all people, I always make the joke that Elyse needs to put me on a diet plan because you do a great job of making sure that our cats are at a healthy weight. So that sounds like that's the next thing for Bogart. He's going to recover from his neuter, and we have hopefully some companionships in the making for him. We're thinking Bobcat Brianna, I believe, but the cats are the boss here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. We'll let them tell us what they want. But Mr. Bogart has been nothing but a social and gleeful bobcat. We shared a photo last Friday of him attacking a blade of grass. So fierce of him. But he is a really fun-loving and social boy. We cannot be more happier to have him a part of our Wildcat family. So thank you everyone for tuning in today. Thank you to our vets and staff, Caretaker Elyse, Dr. Camper, and Joy. Very much appreciated. Thank you guys. We'll see you all on a live post soon.